Hi, it's Will from installmentcastle.com, and here on YouTube you know me as Epic Fantasy, and this is my latest tutorial. Finally getting to do a Storm the Castle diorama tutorial. We work on this in this video, and this is part 8. And in this installment we do the medieval inner courtyard. Yes, there's some nice garden in there and some nice plants and benches and stuff like that. Fun little tutorial. And I show you how it's done. It's coming along. It's been, well, over a year now, I think. And, you know, we keep adding to it. A scene of a castle being sieged by an attacking army. And it's not done yet, but we're making progress. I have a playlist right here if you want to check out more videos from this project. Otherwise, thanks for watching my video. If you're a subscriber, thank you. If not, hit that button. Dioramas, origami, catapults, and trebuchets, telescopes, terrariums, bonsai trees, and paper games, swords and shields, and real blacksmithing, model rockets, animation. I teach the art of real creation. StormTheCastle.com. Let's make something. All right, so let's take a look at what we do in this video. There's the inner courtyard, and oftentimes these medieval inner courtyards were like the safe place where they had a little bit of greenery, someplace where you could contemplate things, maybe read a book. There's the well. We replaced the well. I put in the grass, the trees, the banner, and some wonderful little plant pots and benches. Kind of spruce it up and make it a little more livable. Another thing I did that we're doing here now is some of the buildings and towers, we're modifying them a little bit. Like for instance, this one tower, I thought, hey, you know, let's make it an observation tower. So I cut it out and put beams in it. So now we can stand people in there, soldiers in there, and they can look out on the battle scene. Let's start with let's get back to the inner courtyard here. We made this new well, and we're going to, which is more to scale, and we're going to replace that old one. So, and this is normal when it comes to diorama making. You know, as you're going along, you might make some changes. So we cut that old well out, added a little plug in there to fill it in, glued it in, and painted it up. So it looks like it's always been there. And a well is very important in a castle. They always had a well. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to survive without water. Now, to do some greenery, I started with some green paper here just to get a sense of how I was going to lay out this little kind of like garden. And once I got a design I liked, then I started building it. I cut some strips of balsa wood to edge all the grass and glued those down just like that. I got dimples in the middle, and there's actually going to be a tree in each one of these. And I put glue in it and then sprinkled some terrain texture in there. A color that is different than the grass, so it kind of stands out. That's where the tree is going to stand, and you'll see that. But see, you sprinkle on some terrain texture, and then the glue holds it in place. Now I put in the grass. So put in some glue, sprinkle in some woodland scenics, terrain texture, and I have tutorials on how to make this stuff yourself. Look through my videos, my diorama making playlist, or go to my website. You don't have to buy it. You can make it with paint. And as the grass, you blow away the excess, and we've got a nice little section. So I did all of those sections. It's like a little meditative garden. And I may do more detail work, maybe add some bushes. I've been thinking about that. And trees are just toothpicks with some foliage on them. And I inserted those in right in the center there. I like it. So now this diorama is starting to come to life. See it? So benches. See the benches and the pots, and I'll go into those a little bit. The benches are glued in various locations throughout the castle inner courtyard. And those are to scale. We used, and that's important, we used little figures that we're going to have in the diorama to keep the benches right, and the pots. See, now we did a little bit of research to say, hey, what are we going to want here for medieval kind of benches and some nice looking pots? And you can use some kind of a polymer clay that bakes in the oven. And we ended up using DAS, D-A-S. It's it's good stuff. You can sculpt it into the shapes you want, like these pots. These are the big pots. We also made little ones. And then you bake them in an oven or a toaster oven according to the directions, and then they harden. So now I paint them up a little bit, and see the little wooden benches there? Those are just bits of balsa wood glued together, cut and glued together to make benches. I like it. So yeah, That bench cute. So now the trees that are going into the pots, just strip away some thin wire. This is a bell wire. Form it like that into like a tree kind of shape so it has some bulk to it. Then put some glue on it. In this case, we're using a spray-on adhesive, and then dip it in some foliage. Now this is purchased foliage, but you can make foliage too. I have tutorials. And then glue them into the pots. And great looking little trees. I love these trees. Potted trees. And that's it. Easy installment. I'm not sure how many hours of work. It's probably around 20, 25 hours of work altogether to do those various pots. See them? In a previous tutorial, we have the flowers and the vines. Thanks for watching. More coming of this project is starting to come along. Oh, and the banner. I just printed that up and glued it onto a dowel. Thanks for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're a subscriber, thanks for subscribing to my channel. If you're not a subscriber, hit that button. I always have lots of fun and interesting and very creative projects. I do 2 new ones every week. As an example, here's a couple more videos you might want to watch.